How's that for introduction music, folks? Welcome back to Inside the Studio with BaronsmithPicker.com. If you notice, I actually got a little dressed up tonight. I'm in a good mood. Yeah, yesterday celebrated a full trip around the sun. I'm off for like 4 days. Let's get to it, folks. Last time I took you out in the field, we went to the Dorba Trail at the Rowlett Creek Preserve, and we explored the trails. I had a really good time. I showed you my Craftsman tool chest. Today, we're going to get back at what this organization does best. We talk music, all kinds of music. Today, we're going to talk about the current state of country music, okay? So sit back and relax, pop a cold one of your favorite beverage, and let me lay it on you. Okay, so the current state of country music. So right now, dominating the mainstream, country music is arguably the most inescapable genre in popular culture right now. Hits from artists like Morgan Wallen and Zach Bryan routinely hold multiple top spots on the Billboard Hot 100, and the country sound is influencing pop and hip-hop artists as well. For example, Beyonce, Sabrina Carpenter, Shabuzi's viral hit, a bar song, Tipsy. So we've got the Lainey Wilson effect. The recent CMA Awards, just last week, November, were a major highlight with Lainey Wilson securing the top prize of Entertainer of the Year. This was her second consecutive Entertainer of the Year award. She also won Album of the Year for Whirlwind. She, along with artists like Ella Langley and Megan Maroney, they represent a powerful, dominating presence of female artists in the industry, signaling a shift in the genre's landscape. So the genre bending and crossover success, the lines continue to blur, folks, especially with the success of artists like Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll blends rock, hip-hop, and country, and the notable collaboration at the CMA Awards between Luke Combs and Big X the Plug on their duet, Pray Hard. This crossover appeal is key to country's mainstream popularity, folks. It's the biggest thing going right now, country music, I'm telling you. If you haven't been under a rock, you're fully aware. I became fully aware after uploading some shorts from the Country Music Awards. I had a phenomenal response. The ecosystem of BaronsmithPicker.com has grown exponentially from the success of the Country Music Awards and its popularity. My channel has grown from 500 subscribers to, I think right now we're pushing 1,000. So it's almost doubled within just a week or so. So that is absolutely amazing to me. So keep listening to country music. Keep tuning in. Watch, comment, like, subscribe, BaronsmithPicker.com. On YouTube, I'm at BaronsmithPicker. There is a little bit of a sidebar. I hesitated on including this, but there is some political turbulence about the authenticity of country music. Okay, there's an ongoing dialogue and sometimes controversy within the genre regarding its political identity. The success of artists like Zach Bryan, he has sparked debate with politically charged songs like Bad News. This highlights a genre at war within itself. It toes the line between traditional conservative roots and a growing wave of more progressive or socially conscious voices. I tell you something, folks, that's nothing new. It's just what is dominating the headlines right now, or a piece of it. It's just a cross section, so I must mention it, okay? So we can ignore it and move on, or you can dig into it if you want, but I'm just informing you. Anyway, there is some significant music news to report. The biggest news, of course, is the CMA Awards last week. So Lainey Wilson's triumph. I mean, she hosted, she performed, and she won Entertainer of the Year, Female Vocalist of the Year, and Album of the Year for Whirlwind. This is a huge story about her solidified role as the leading lady of modern country. Now, the breakout winners, okay, Ella Langley and Riley Green cleaned up, winning Single of the Year and Song of the Year for their retro-sounding hit, You Look Like You Love Me. Lifetime Achievement, the legendary Vince Gill was honored with the Willie Nelson Lifetime Achievement Award. So the new artist was Zach Top. He won New Artist of the Year. So there are some notable and upcoming releases. So listen up, folks. Add to your album collection because vinyl is making a comeback, or your digital download, however your preferred method of delivery system is. This is what's new and upcoming. Ernest, he just released his 7-song project called Live from the South on November 21st. Willie Nelson, that's amazing. Willie Nelson is still putting out music. He's still releasing albums. That's amazing. And he has a tribute award named after him. The man is still alive and well and kicking. Give it up for Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson released Working Man. Willie Sings Merle. This is a tribute to Merle Haggard. That was on November 6th. So if you don't already have it, go check it out. Download it. Colter Wall just released his 10-song collection, Memories and Empties, on November 14th. November is a big month for country music, folks. So make sure you check out these new releases, download them, listen to them. Now, there's more because Gabby Barrett released the deluxe edition of her Christmas album, Carols and Candlelight. 'Tis the season. It'll be here before you know it. I can't even believe that Thanksgiving is coming up. It will probably already have passed by the time you see this, depending on how quick I can get the show published. So on November 7th, that's when the Christmas album by Gabby Barrett was released. Carols and Candlelight. Morgan Wallen is dominating the streaming charts. He's Spotify's #1 most listened country artist and has announced a massive 2026 stadium tour. Still the problem. How fitting. So there are some industry milestones and developments. CMA Touring Awards nominees. The nominees for the 2025 CMA Touring Awards. This is honoring behind-the-scenes professionals. They have just been announced with the ceremony set for January. The tours nominated for Crew of the Year include the Whirlwind World Tour and I'm the Problem Tour. Let me guess. Lainey Wilson and Morgan Wallen. Historic certification. The band Perry's breakout hit, If I Die Young, reached an RIAA Diamond certification. That's 10 million units, folks. Well, on a side note, just a little housekeeping, personal business, just a sidebar conversation with a lot of my subscribers, some of the people that listen to my music and make requests. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the feedback. I appreciate all the requests. I'm a little behind right now, but I wanted to at least give a shout out to some of the requests that I have, and I have absolutely not forgotten about. And I'm going to do everything I can to work on these songs, and I will get them published as a one-off. I've been doing them one at a time. That way they're easier to find on my channel. So I assure you I will get to these in due time. So I had a request for The Fireman, George Strait's song, The Fireman, by Robbie and Garland. There was also a cool request that came in. I'm surprised I've never done this song before. It could qualify for Scatter Shot Sunday, meaning a song I've never done before or I don't do very often, but Never Could Toe the Mark by Waylon Jennings. That was the song of the 80s for us. That album was. Tony the drummer requested that one. Never Could Toe the Mark. Tony, I promise I'll get to it. That's a challenge accepted. And that's a very cool request. Like I say, I'm surprised I haven't done that one before, but I do appreciate the request. And last but not least, I was going through the archives, and I'm very distraught to learn that I missed one. Shelby and Wiley requested Rocky Top, and that's a great classic song. I'll have to. That's a fun one. I'll have to work on that. Gary Lindsay, be on standby. I may need you for fiddle once again if I can call you back in. Let's do Rocky Top. So it's a date. Rocky Top, The Fireman, and Never Could Toe the Mark. I can't guarantee on when I'll get them out there, but I assure you I have not forgotten you, and I do appreciate the requests. I promise you. All right. Well, we're going to get to a remembrance section of the show. As I've talked about him in prior shows, they are doing a Remembering Todd Snider, East Nashville's Pied Piper. Friends and collaborators Elizabeth Cook, Aaron Lee, and Chuck Mead joined the Nashville Now podcast to share memories of the songwriter who died this month. So that's Remembering Todd Snider, East Nashville's Pied Piper. So I finally had to dig into it because the curiosity got the better of me because I wanted to know, how did Todd Snider pass? So Todd Snider, the beloved folk and alt-country singer-songwriter, passed away on November 14th, 2025 at the age of 59. The reported cause of death, confirmed by his publicist, was pneumonia and sepsis. Okay, his death followed a difficult period. He had been hospitalized in Hendersonville, Tennessee, and was diagnosed with an undiagnosed case of walking pneumonia. Now, this was the more disturbing part. It was even more disturbing than I thought it would be. So if you don't like disturbing stories about how people have passed, then you might want to fast forward this part. But Todd Snider's death, this came shortly after a reported incident in Salt Lake City where he sustained head injuries while his team initially stated he was the victim of a violent assault. Police later concluded, after an investigation, that the injuries were more likely caused by a fall and were unrelated to his death from pneumonia and sepsis. And Todd Snider, he was a masterful storyteller in the Americana and folk music community. Okay, I wanted to attempt to uncover the circumstances surrounding his head injury and what are the specifics regarding the claims that he was attacked. Where was he? Where did this happen? What are the full details surrounding the mysterious and horrific head injury? Well, I found out that the circumstances surrounding his head injury were indeed a significant part of the tragic final weeks of his life, but they are quite murky. So here's a breakdown of the claims and the police findings regarding the incident in Salt Lake City, Utah, which occurred around October 31st, 2025. The incident reportedly occurred on Halloween night, October 31st, 2025, outside his hotel in Salt Lake City ahead of a scheduled show in the area, the Commonwealth Room in South Salt Lake, the following day. So the claim, Snider's team, his record label and publicist, released a statement on November 3rd announcing the cancellation of his remaining tour dates, saying Snider had sustained severe injuries as the victim of a violent assault outside his hotel. So the injury, he was taken to a local hospital where he received multiple staples. Some reports say up to 22 staples in his head for laceration. Some accounts suggest broken glass was removed from his scalp, and Snider himself later claimed he was hit with a glass bottle. So here's the police investigation and the final conclusion. So there is some location confusion. The initial reports of the assault were complicated by the fact that the location of the hotel and tour bus was near the border of Salt Lake City and South Salt Lake, leading to jurisdictional confusion between the police departments. So there was also a lack of evidence. After reviewing surveillance video and conducting interviews with band members, crews, hotel staff, the Salt Lake City Police Department concluded their investigation finding of no evidence that an assault had occurred, even though Todd Snider claimed he was assaulted with a bottle. We don't know if it was a beer bottle, a whiskey bottle, what kind of bottle, but Todd Snider was convinced that someone hit him in the head with a bottle. Folks, he had to get 22 staples in his head. You don't get that from a fall, okay? Anyway, sorry, I get a little bit passionate about this. But so the new determination. The police report determined that the injury was likely self-induced and caused by a fall while Snider was alone on his tour bus. Surveillance footage supposedly showed him staggering and swaying before entering his bus. And he was not injured upon entry. His injury is believed to have been sustained while he was inside the bus. So there are more questions than answered in this final result of the police report. So in my mind, it's unresolved. But you've got jurisdictional confusion, you've got lack of evidence, but Todd Snider did not die that night. He lived through the attack and injury. He later subsequently passed due to sepsis and walking pneumonia. But he definitely claimed that he was assaulted by someone with a bottle that hit him in the head, and he had to have 22 staples in his head. So anyway, regardless of how the injury happened, the events that followed were documented. Okay, so I don't know how much I want to get into this. I did do some extensive research and discovered that, after being in treated release from the first hospital, Snider reportedly returned to another facility, Holy Cross Hospital, requiring further care. Okay, so after some trouble with the local authorities, he took a plane home back to Nashville, East Nashville, where he lives. He had to check in to a hospital there, and they diagnosed him with sepsis and walking pneumonia, which led to his ultimate demise. So unfortunately, Todd Snider is no longer with us, but just like in life, he had a sideways way to leave this earth, to leave us asking questions. Who assaulted Todd Snider? Was it self-inflicted? Did the police not do their job due to jurisdictional confusion, which is a first, that I've ever heard. I'm sure it happens a lot. But regardless, that was what I uncovered in Todd Snider's death. If you have further interest in the topic, send me an email. Reach out to me on Facebook, Baron Smith. My YouTube handle is at Baron Smith Picker. My website is baronsmithpicker.com. So that's basically all I have to report this week. I hope you come back next week, and I promise I'm going to get to the Billy Joe Shaver story. And in the meantime, I will work on the song requests. I've been a little tied up researching and working, so I will get more research done, put together another program for you as soon as I possibly can. So I look forward to seeing you again next week on Inside the Studio with baronsmithpicker.com. Check in often on my channel. I think I'm an alright guy. I think I'm an alright guy. I think I'm alright. Yeah, I think I'm alright. I think I'm an alright guy. I think I'm an alright guy. I think I'm alright. We love you. We miss you, Todd Snider. I'll see y'all again down the road.